Hey everyone, it's Paige of Pure Vita Performance, coach to the Pure Vita Mavericks, and I wanted to talk to you today about climbing. I'm just out for an amazing ride, and it's a beautiful day here in Oro Medonte, sort of out in Ontario, and I wanted to chat about climbing, and there's just two components that I want to talk about today. There's tons that I could talk about with climbing in terms of skill and all of that, but today I want to talk about two things that seem to be coming up for some of the Mavericks and just some of the Facebook posts that I'm seeing out there. So I wanted to try and sort of help with that struggle a little bit. So the first thing I want to talk about, there's going to be two things I'm talking about. One is going to be mindset. The other one is sort of about body positioning, form on the bike when you're climbing. So when it comes to mindset, I'm sure there's a ton of you out there who, when you see a hill on the horizon, you're like, shit, or another one, or oh my gosh, I'm going to be the last one up this hill. I suck at hills, I hate this, this really hurts, and you're just looking at this hill and you just want to get it done and over with. So there's all of this negative chatter that's going on in your mind, and I have to tell you that it is, number one, it's raising your heart rate because you're getting uptight about it. I used to do this all the time. I used to approach a hill and I'd be like, all right, I've got this, let's get this sucker over and done with because I just didn't like climbing, right? But I really worked on switching my mindset, and now I actually love hills. So it's like this. Hills are going to be in every ride, no matter what. It's kind of like rolling out when you're going out of town, the stop signs and the stoplights that people get all uptight about them stopping their ride. Hills are the same thing. So you need to start coming up with a positive mantra. It can be a positive mantra, and you have to start thinking positively. So when you see that hill, it's just a part of the ride. Yeah, there's going to be hills throughout your ride, and they're going to hurt a little, but it's still a part of your ride. And the way you can think about it is, no matter what, you're going to get stronger, right? And if you're in a great group, they're going to wait for you at the top anyway. So don't worry about being the last person, because there always has to be a last person. And the more you do hills, the better you're going to get at them. And then eventually you're not going to be the last person. I used to be the last person all the time. I used to go home and cry because I sucked, just as a rider in general. Now I'm awesome, So it's like, but I stuck it out. I put in the time, and now I'm a great rider, right? So but it wasn't always like that for me. I was a beginner too, and I was an intermediate rider too, and I had to learn all these things. So I want you to think about coming up with like a 3-word mantra, like 3 words. Mine is think strong fast. So I want to turn my pedals over fast. I want to think strong, like in my core, and I want to think that. Another one could be I can and I will watch me. And I did a climbing and gearing clinic, actually, because they go hand in hand. And one of the girls I said, look where you want to go when you're on the climb. And she said to me, yeah, but I don't like looking at the top of the hill. And I was like, oh, interesting. I said, okay. Then what you can do is, while you're climbing, so there's a hydro pole behind me, right? So pick the hydro pole and make that a goal. Pick a piece of dirt that's like a big piece of dirt, or a big rock that's on the side of the road, or a big clump of hay like there is here. Pick that as your next goal. Try to bite the hill off in bite-sized pieces. Don't take it all on yourself at once. And ride it at your pace. This is the other thing that people do, and I used to do this. I was so guilty of this myself, is that I would actually look at the hill and I'd think, okay, let's get this over with. And I would just climb that thing like nobody's business. Like I was annihilating that sucker. And what happens is, depending on the length of your ride and your fitness level, so say for me it was a 100K ride, the hill that is near the end of the 100K ride is going to suck even more because I've used up all my energy on the previous rides. So you want to make sure that if you're going out for a long ride and you're not, you're going out for a long ride, you want to keep it consistent. So when you get to the top of the hill, you shouldn't have to feel like you're going to freewheel and stop pedaling and catch your break. or catch your breath. You want to ride that hill like it is in any other part of your ride. You don't want to annihilate it and then be completely out of breath and be wasted when you get to the top. So that's, I mean, that was a little bit more than mindset, but it's part of the mindset, right? So you don't have to go crazy on that hill. The other thing is, I want you to think about, this isn't everything about body positioning because there's a lot to it, but I want you to think about staying relaxed. The more relaxed you are on a climb, which I know you're probably like cursing me right now thinking, how can you stay relaxed on a climb? But you can. And what you have to do is think about turning on your core, working on your core outside of cycling, because everything comes from the core. And you have to think about opening up your chest. So get up on the tops. So the tops are, well, the top of your handlebars. I'm not sure if you can see that, but right there. And then open that chest up, because oxygen's your friend, right? So you want to let that O2 in to feed the muscles. And then you want to be able to wiggle those elbows. So if you're on the tops, wiggle those elbows. Scrunch up the shoulders and roll them down and back. And that would be your perfect body positioning for climbing. If it's a really steep climb, that's another story. You'd probably need to be on your hoods, but that is how I would go about it. So my arm's getting tired here. So yeah, number one is mindset. You need to start thinking positively. Hills are just a part of the ride. They're not going anywhere. They're going to be there in every single ride unless you live in the prairies and that's where you're riding, or somewhere flat. And you want to stay nice and relaxed in the upper body. I mean, there's a lot more to body positioning than that, but that is the biggest thing, because you just don't want to waste energy unnecessarily. So anyway, that is my tips for today with hill climbing, and I hope you enjoyed them. If you have any other questions, I would love for you to post them in the comments below. The more questions, the merrier. It means that I can make some more videos for that kind of thing. And if you want to check out what I'm doing with cycling, I'm going to have a new cycling program, a private program coming out really soon, which is exciting. So you can check me out at www.puravitaperformance.com and //cycling and check out that page, or you can check me out on Facebook. It's under Pura Vida Performance, and hit like. I'd love to see you in there, and so that I can share more of these awesome videos with you. Okay, so have a great day, everyone. Happy riding if you're out there, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Mwah.